Good.
To Brooklyn. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Mike, you're a little delayed. Oh, no.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. See what happens when you try new stuff?
Don't on IT Talks.
What? Okay. Am I back? I'm back. Still delayed?
Yeah. Still a little, but it's all right.
All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're not going to try new stuff during this. I'm going to close this out. We are going to go back to
Green.
this green. How's that look?
That's fine.
And we're here. Even on IT Talk, sometimes you can have something. We're trying something new today. And guess what? We're going off the cuff. We're going back to reality.
That
No
thing
more
is so
green
cool.
screen.
I never would have thought that they would make something so like cool, Like what a fucking idea.
It's pretty cool. So it's a green screen that goes right on the chair. Really works wonders, except green screen takes a lot of processing power. So there's a way to do it through Chrome, built right into the platform we use, but it causes a little bit of a delay. So I was trying a new software called ManyCams that allows you to do layering stuff, and apparently that has some problems too. So
yeah, it's all delayed.
So we'll figure it out. I just got that green screen last night, so I haven't messed with it, but
Playing around.
Pretty cool. But we don't need it for now. We could just go El Natural. All right. Episode 2. End the week with the Geeks. We are here to answer your questions. I went ahead and I shared this. Please, if you're here with us, comment, ask any questions. Let me get this banner up. We are here to answer IT questions. While we wait for people to come and get more comments going, let's jump right into it. We had some questions last week we did not get to. So I'm going to throw this one into the comments for everyone to see. This was one that came through last week. So it said, what are the top 5 most important things for a small business to remember when operating remotely and using home computers to access files from their cloud-based service or servers?
All right, read that again and slow down because we should have that question actually. Like, what are the top 5 most important things for small businesses to remember when operating remotely and using home computers and access files from their cloud-based services or servers? So.
Well, thank you, Christina, for throwing that question.
You like ran through it and like
we only got 15 minutes. I'm trying to get as many questions through. Okay, so it's a great question that came from Todd Bavoni. He apparently is the only one that asked questions for the end of the week with the Geeks. So thank you, Todd. So there's important things. So everyone ran to distributed work environments, right? And like the reason being COVID came, no one expected it. If you had a business continuity plan in place, you were able to enact it and go, but most businesses didn't, and they got thrown into the working remotely. So there's important things to remember. One, if you are using a VPN service to have your home computers connect into your work environment, a VPN most of the time basically merges the two networks together. So you're taking your home network and you're allowing them into your work environment. It's very important when you use a VPN that those home computers be properly protected, proper endpoint protection, malware protection, because once you merge those two networks together, if there is a breach or some sort of virus on the home computer, the possibility now to go and infiltrate. So you could have this bulletproof business network and allow a VPN and now allow something to enter into the business side. So that's number 1. Number 2, if you are using voice over IP, which in today's day and age, it's highly recommended to go to voice over IP systems, hosting in the cloud. There's so many pros of being with voice over IP, but make sure like your employees now can easily have access to their office phone right off their cell phone. They could, if you're doing this for a long time, they could bring the phones right home. So like we have, our staff actually has both. Christina has our office phone as well as on the app, and we have the and most of us have that. So very easy, and you're able to do call routing, quickly change dial plans on the fly. So if things change day to day, who needs to take this call because you're in a you furloughed employees, very easy. So
Mhm.
make sure you take advantage of your voice over IP systems would be number 2 if you're using that. Number 3, it's very important to enact and implement security right now. So we spoke quickly about that on the home side, but you should be enacting two-factor authentication for everything. It's passwords are very easily stolen, and two-factor makes it that even if I gave you my password, you can't get into my account. So
Yep.
that would be number 3. As a business owner, you should be looking into two-factor to protect your complete environment. Number 4, I think it's important to remember, and this is not really tech related, but business related, that it's difficult for everyone to work from home, and especially when you're thrown into this.
Yeah.
So, on an operational side of things, remember that there might be a time where you go and you might be using Slack and or some sort of communication, and you message an employee and they don't answer right away. And right away, that shouldn't answer, be like, oh, they're not working. What are they doing?
Yeah.
You can't expect people to sit at their desk 8 hours straight,
It's
nonstop. Just
different when we're home. It's just, things pop up. Life is
it,
just,
right. And look, when you're in the office, people go to the bathroom, people
yeah.
go to the water cooler, who's having lunch. That same type of thing happens at home. And even though they might not get to you at that very moment, the studies show that employees are actually more productive at home.
Mhm.
So because you lose a lot of those interruptions and such. So that's operational than IT, but it's important to remember.
Mhm.
Um, and the fifth thing to remember, if you are not using a cloud-based communication solution, you should be. Look into Microsoft Teams, Slack. It really
Mhm.
makes it very easy. We all like to think, yes, we have email, and email is a great form of communication for accountability. It's a great form of communication for dealing with clients. However, email is not designed to be go back and forth. That's not how email was designed to be. It's not supposed to be real time.
Yeah.
6 people having a conversation and your emails coming back and forth.
Mhm.
That's where these inner office messaging solutions come into play. So, even and they work great even when you're in the office.
Yeah.
Even if your office is small, it's still a good way, and we just hired a new staff member. She's now in our marketing chat. She
Mhm.
could go back and see the history of all this chat. And
Mhm.
search it. So if we had Christina and I had spoken about something, she has the ability to go back and see. And that
Yeah,
could
for those who don't know, Slack is basically, I'm sure you know what instant messaging is. It's basically like an instant messenger where you can create little groups for your team members and stuff like that. And it just makes it a quicker way to communicate with your associates, your employees, your managers without having to email back and forth because it really does slow down production. And it's fun too, You're able to talk and communicate and it makes things a little bit more laid back.
and right, and we have in Slack and also in Microsoft Teams, you could create different groups, boards, channels they call them. So we have like a general channel where all the employees are in. Then we have a random channel where if you see something funny on the internet, you just want to post it.
Mhm.
Now, why does that help? If you see it's a notification for random in your middle of a conference call, you don't
Mhm.
have to jump into it. Oh, that's random. Then we have ones for different departments. So if you are not using Slack, if you are not using the Microsoft Teams and what's out there, it's definitely something to look into. Um, so one other thing I wanted to do, I have a video here. Let's pull this up, and we'll just talk through this a little because everyone always wonders, what happens when I get fished and
Mhm.
whatnot. So this is a video that's kind of showing what actually occurred. So let me just start this. So FBI has been warning about COVID themed scams and phishing emails, and we spoke about this last week. And the concern is, okay, so what happened? Well, hackers attacks payloads in phishing emails. So you click an email, you think it's something that looks legit. You go ahead, you click an email, and what happens is the email actually has an attachment that looks like it's a document. A VBS is a script, but you don't realize it's a script. You open it up, and what that does is it saves the encryptor to a temporary directory. So your employee goes, downloads this file, thinking who knows what it is. It looks like a legit. Maybe it was going to help me to get free mask or free
Mhm.
PPE equipment. And people download it. And what do employees do? They run it, and it creates, and that automatically creates that file and runs the file. So, and at that
Mhm.
point, boom, person's
Yikes.
desktop gets encrypted. And then they're like, what's this? And they go open a file, and there you are. Your files, are encrypted by network. All encrypted files in this computer have extension, for any reason. And that's what ransomware is.
Yep.
And this is and look for this, and look what the hackers writing. For us, this is just business to prove our seriousness. We'll decrypt one of your files for free. Like this is a hacker's business. They're like, this is our job. Our job is to screw you as a business. And here, download this, and you could get one file back for free. And if you want,
buy one get one free. Hacker's special. So
now, it's important to realize though, like how quick that is, right? Someone runs it, and that's it. And let me hit that play button again, and it just runs, and boom. And it runs through directories and network shares and servers. And this is why business continuity comes into play. Yeah, because if you get hit with ransomware, you want to be able to revert back. So this was a video created by Huntress. Huntress is one of the vendors that we use. So in security, everything is multifaceted, right? When you go to a prison, you don't just think, oh, there's one prison wall and that's all they have and prisoners are all over. No. If you look, you have a prison wall, you have a gate, you have watchtowers, you have dormitories, then you have jail cells, and you have different corridors and groups and it's layered security. So in the IT world, everything is layered. Huntress is a tool that we use on all of our clients that was watches for breaches on it. So not only do we have advanced endpoint protection, malware protection, DNS protection, firewall, Huntress is an actual tool that sits there, and there's a team of that previously used to work for the government as hackers for the military, and they know what to watch for, and they watch for hacking within a computer and a network, and basically give us notifications, stop it immediately, and rectify those issues. So, but ransomware is so bad and so quick, and most people don't even realize how quick it is, and they're like, well, how do I fall for it? Well, you're in that Microsoft Word email, you get that Microsoft Word document that you think is a resume, and you download it, and up the top it says enable macros, and everyone's like, oh, enable egging, enable macros, click, boom, and now you just payload comes across, and within minutes your computer is ransomed. And if you're in a business environment and security is not properly set and done, your whole business environment can now be encrypted.
Crazy.
We've seen it in the wild. I've had where we've had been called in to work on fixes, where 5 servers and 30 computers got hit within a matter of minutes, and with no backups, there's nothing to do. So that's why we always keep going back to business continuity and the importance of business continuity. With a business continuity solution, and on one of these Geeks shows, maybe we'll do a demo of how quick it is. But if an environment like that with ransomware, I don't have to worry about cleaning up the ransom, because I could literally bring that computer back to 5 minutes before that occurred. Yep. And that's where business continuity comes into play. And business continuity is the planning of prevention of downtime versus just the prevention of data loss, right? We could all protect from data loss. That's where you have the Carbonites and these terrible solutions that exist, the Mosey Pros. They are terrible solutions. They are inexpensive and people use them. They are not business continuity. They prevent data loss some of the time, not all the time. Business continuity solutions are an insurance policy for your data. And not only are they preventing data loss, they are preventing downtime, right? What costs more to a business is just being closed. So that's a big thing. And I'm sure hopefully at one of these episodes, we'll get it more in the depth in between the difference of data backup and business continuity, and why there is a big cost difference, but why that you have to think of that cost as an insurance.
We'll have a video coming on that soon, actually.
Yeah, and that's a good one, because it's important, and people don't realize. They're always like, well, I could go sign up for $100 a year on Carbonite. Okay, but as a business, if you get hit ransomware and it takes you 2 weeks to download your files,
it's not even worth it.
How much does that cost you in the long run? And
think about how much if you were a business owner right now, and how much these 2 weeks, just 2 weeks alone, has hurt your business not working. Imagine if that happens when you are working. Like we've
been through 2 months.
I know. I'm just saying, like 2 weeks is an eternity if that happens. Just to get your shit back up and running, forget it. Like, So just think about how you felt for 2 weeks in the beginning and imagine that happening again, but avoidably.
End the week with the Geeks. Next breakfast with Bloomy and Moss talk. No. All right. So we are at 16 minutes. We want to keep this 15 minutes short. So those are our questions. Thanks to Todd. We will continue this going. These sessions are made to be for you. We want to answer your questions. And ideally, I'd love to answer your questions live. So if you have questions, we are going to be on at 2:00 on Fridays, 2 to 2:15. Maybe we run a minute or two late, but we are here to answer your questions. You throw them in the comments. IT questions, we're here. Thank you, Joey, for plugging the show. We always appreciate it. So please, even if you see this video and we're not live currently, but you have a question you want us to address next week, drop it in the comments. Let us know your question. We're keeping a backlog of questions like we did for this week that other people are asking, and we will get to it during an episode. And maybe if you ask a question that's so good, maybe we'll do not a live video, but maybe we will do an offbeat video that we record and you ask that good of a question, we want to get to it. We don't want to make you wait for it. So ask those questions. Thank you for joining us, and join us at 3:00 for Midday with Moss, and we will see you later.
Have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
And see us next week for episode 3.